Welcome back to the J&B Show. I'm Jonathan. This is Brady. It's been over 2 years now since we've seen you guys last. Lots happened, but yeah, we're back and we want to be more regular now. Brady, over these past couple of years, what's been going on? Anything new? What's going on?
Not much new. Still in school, finishing up my last year at Marshall University.
Yep.
Just moved into a house in Huntington, West Virginia, Paradise.
Yeah.
Still got my 2 dogs with me, my girlfriend.
Yeah, it's good.
Trying to save up money.
Yeah, aren't we all, buddy? Yeah.
How about you?
For me, yeah, it's been kind of a crazy couple of years, especially this past year. Retired basketball player now, graduated college.
Old man.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. And but yeah, it's been a crazy year. Finished up college, graduated, got married in June. Very thankful for my wife and all that's gone on since we've been married. But now I'm a full-time pastor, youth pastor here in Tays Valley, West Virginia. So yeah, a lot of change, a lot of new beginnings, but it's been good. So yeah.
Man, what's today's date?
It's 15th, I think.
That's a special date for you, right?
It is, yeah.
What happened on this date?
1 year ago today, I hit my 1,000 career college point.
In a single game?
Yeah, it was just one game. It took me one game. Yeah, didn't even play all 40 minutes. So yeah, I would think. But no, it was. It is a special day for me. Just I mean, a lot of you, if you don't know my story, it's out there. You can find it. I won't take too much time with it, but yeah, that day was just really special to me. Really emotional night, and I'll cherish it forever. But yeah, it's nice to look back. And it's nice to remember that at one time I was a decent basketball player, not now, but at one time I could play.
Decent. I mean, now that you're retired, though, you can become a basketball analyst.
That's right. Yeah.
All of our old heads are now.
Yeah. So hopefully able to join that club. So
yeah. You got your top 5 of all time down yet, or?
Well, the reason that we're so close is because we agree on number 1. Okay. And if we didn't, yes, we do. Yes, we do. And if we don't agree on this, I'm walking out of the room or cutting off this podcast. So I'll just go ahead and give you my 5 and then you can do yours. But number 1, LeBron James. If you know me, I'm the biggest LeBron James fan you'll ever meet. I would defend him for murder. If he ever needs a lawyer, I'm his guy because I'm defending him to the grave. But number 2, it's got to be MJ, Michael Jordan. And 1 and 2, you can't get too mad at somebody for putting one over the other. I mean, it's so close. Just for my mind, and obviously we both play a lot of basketball. In terms of ranking, yeah, it's you can have all your different accolades, your stats, everything. But if you're talking about pure basketball player, I look at who can do the most things at the highest level. So not necessarily the greatest at every single one, because we've got different names for every single one of those. But as far as who does the most things at the highest level, it's got to be LeBron. Passes with the best of them. His three-pointer is not with the best, but he can score at all 3 levels. Greatest scorer of all time. Not an argument because of the numbers. Can rebound with the best of them. In his prime, should have been a defensive player of the year. One of the only players in history that can legitimately say can guard 1 through 5. And to be able to take the teams that he has to the finals, to win finals with the teams that he's had, as much expectations was there. I don't want to dwell on it too much. I know you'll say probably similar things. But it's got to be LeBron, MJ. I've got Kareem at 3. It's tough to say. I don't, and it's kind of going away from my criteria because I don't think he's the most talented center of all time. I'd probably say Hakeem Olajuwon, and you could probably even put Shaq as far as just dominant.
Yeah.
But just because of stats, I'd say Kareem, and then I'd go Magic Bird in the 5. So, what would you say?
1, 2, it's the same.
Yeah.
My 3.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Shaq.
Yeah. I figured you'd say that.
And then 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Kobe.
You got Kobe.
Kobe in my top 5 at 4.
Yeah.
Then my 5th, Kareem.
Yeah.
It's hard to make Kareem out of the top 5.
It is. I think he has to be in there at some point. And Kobe is, I'm going to get a lot of flack for that. As far as pure talent, you gotta put him in the top five, and I think you got to put him in top three in the most skilled basketball players ever.
Oh yeah.
Maybe top two, maybe even the most skilled player. Even though I'd put Kyrie Irving up there too. But as far as just his career, I think the Finals MVP kind of holds him back. It's kind of the same thing with Steph. Talent wise, he's up there. Impact on the game, he's up there. But as far as with Kobe, giving 3 Finals MVPs to Shaq, I know it's young in his career, but that's the only reason that I would put a guy like Magic, a guy like Bird above him, just impact on the game and what they were able to do with their teams. But Kobe's as a skill player, as just a student of the game, he's got to be top 2, top 3 ever. But as far as greatest, I'd put him just outside. So, speaking of, and we'll probably get a lot more discussion on that through the podcast, but just thinking of basketball as a whole right now, where the game's going, how we grew up playing, things that were important when we were younger to now. The AAU circuit is a big topic, and it's really controversial. What are your thoughts on where basketball is today, but more importantly, how important AAU is, where it is right now?
I think social media has ruined the AAU circuit.
Yep.
I mean, when we grew up playing, we got some good competition in AAU.
Yeah.
But now all you see is these Julian Newmans out there just dribbling,
Right.
creating highlights, not
Yep.
playing basketball.
Yep. Yep.
And I just don't think it's good for the future of the game.
And I haven't really talked to big time college coaches about it. I know I talked to my coach about it when I was in college. He kind of shared some similar thoughts. I just think kids in elementary school are already so worried about a college offer,
Right.
and you're not going to get it then. You're not going to get it then. From then on, they're preparing you for a college offer 4th, 5th grade. And it's not going to happen then. You don't know where you're going to grow. You don't know where you're going to go with this game. And I think the social media aspect, I think parents are a lot to blame with it. A lot of your coaches are parents of a kid on the team. And you're trying to set them up. You're trying to pick players around them to make them look better. You're trying to stack the team so you're blowing everybody out and gain attention to the team. But I think the social media aspect, it's more like marketing your kid.
You're exactly right.
And I
the
think
parents living through the kids.
Exactly right. And we both don't have kids yet, and I understand that. And I think I already miss playing. I do. So I could see the temptation of when we have a kid wanting them to succeed. I fully understand that. But it's almost like kind of pageantry, putting your kid up to dress up and have them judge it. And it's looking at it that way, it's kind of disgusting. And I hate to be that harsh about it, but when you're putting your kid out there like that, I mean, it's setting them up for failure. It is, when you're doing it at such a young age. And if you're playing these teams that have no business of playing you, and all for the purpose of making a name on social media, whether or not you do anything with the game of basketball afterwards, it just doesn't make much sense to me. And I think we're losing a lot of competitive nature in the sport. We're losing a lot of integrity in the sport, and we're losing a lot of just love in the sport. So yeah, that's it's definitely something that has bothered me. As far as basketball goes, we won't pick too much on it. We're both Laker fans. I'm a LeBron fan. So as soon as he leaves, I'm gone.
You're saying.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Where he goes, I go. I'm attached to the hip, man. But I do like this Lakers team. We had a big win last night. What are your thoughts on this in-season tournament?
It's bringing out competition.
Yeah, it's more like a playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, they seem to
early in the year.
Yeah,
I'm just interested to see, because I was really worried about injuries. I mean, in just from playing, the start of the season, you're not in the same shape that you are mid-season at the end of the season, and they're doing 82 games.
Yeah.
So for us, especially during college, you're having preseason and trying to get as best condition as you can, but nothing conditions you like a game does. And my only worry was having this level of intensity this early in the season. And with money on the line, everybody's diving, everybody's just putting their bodies on the line. And I just worry about that injury-wise.
Right.
But I don't think we've seen anything major yet, and it's been a couple weeks. My main concern with it was, and I think it's great in terms of bringing more eyes to it. I think I saw the TV ratings are doing good, and I mean we're going to watch basketball regardless of what's going on. But I think it's a cool new level of incentive to play hard in the regular season. I like that, but I would have liked to have seen something more than money. And I think it was like $500,000, which to us is an insane amount of money, but to them it's kind of like an incentive boost. And for your stars in the league, it's really not hurting them that bad at all. So I would have liked to have seen a little bit more competitive edge, give them a playoff spot. And I know that's tough early in the year because you don't know what injuries are going to be like, and I understand that. But lock it up as an 8th seed, and if they end up making the playoffs, you can adjust their seeding accordingly. But make sure that they get in. If you win a cup, it should affect the rest of the year, I think. And I think you'd get a little bit more competitive. I mean, think about the old teams. Think about the Lakers. If LeBron could rest the rest of the year and take off games,
that'd be amazing.
He'd play like his prime right now to get this done. So it'd be cool to see. I don't know. I think they're testing it, and I think they're going to see what else comes of it. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Now going back to parents.
Yeah.
Of AAU, travel sports in general.
Yeah.
Have you seen the baby Gronk?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen. They're basically just kind of marketing him.
There was an interview baby Gronk's dad
I didn't see that
with his son. And
really?
He's literally telling his son to say these things in their interview.
You're kidding. Wow. It really bothers me.
I gotta pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up and let them watch it too if we can find it. But while you're finding that, I got to be so careful because I know I'm not a parent yet, and I know I haven't been able to live through that. But man, I really don't understand you pushing your wants onto your kid. I will say. I got it.
Say, man, what kind of question is that? You see my Instagram? Say that. Ready? Go.
All right, hey, baby Gronk, are you him?
What kind of question is that? Look at my Instagram.
Would you take her to prom someday?
Hey, no, say it again, bro. You gotta say, man. I already DM'd her and asked her, and she said yes. All right, come on, man. Sit on the mic.
Hey, baby Gronk, would you take Livy Dunn to prom, you think?
I already DM'd her and she said yes.
Damn. What kind of tuxedo you getting? OG James Bond style or what?
Yeah. Nah, hey, say it again, bro.
Hey, what kind of tuxedo you getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one. Ready?
Hey, what kind of tuxedo you getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, and that goes on for 2 minutes.
Wow, man. That's awful. Because you don't even know what the kid wants at that point. You have no clue. And now you're setting him up later in life to have attachment issues with his dad. Because anytime he disappoints his dad now, it's going to hurt so much more.
Exactly.
Anytime he doesn't measure up to what his dad wanted, because his dad's told him what to do, he's told him what to say, he's laid out this life for him. If he ever sways off of this, he's going to think his dad's going to be disappointed. He's always going to be looking over his shoulder. I will say, I can't speak for you, but I think it's very similar. My dad and my mom, but my dad has always been really musically talented. And it was always, for me growing up, it was always told me, oh, you're going to do music. You're going to put your time into music. You're talented in this way. You need to put all your time into this. But never once did my dad ever say that I want you to do this. And he always, now when I did decide to do music, it was to kind of please my dad. And I wanted to make him happy and be able to do something together. He was a band director, and I wanted to get in there with him. My passion was always basketball, was always sports, and obviously my faith. But music was a way for me to connect with my dad, in that way.
Yeah.
But it was never something that was forced. And I always appreciated that with him. There was a time my senior year, I'd already done 3 years of band, and I was really considering transferring schools. And he knew it was basketball related. He knew it was passion related. And never once did my dad bring up, well, what about music? What about my band? And I knew that was his passion. I was one of his key players in it. It would have taken a hit on his end, and never once did he push that on me. And I owe him huge for that. It would have hurt his reputation. I'm leaving his school that he's at.
Mhm.
People would have looked at him in a weird way, and never once did he ever say, no, this would hurt me. He said, if this is what God wants for you, then let it be done. But what can you say about that?
I mean, I think we don't have to dive deep into this, but I think parents are doing that to their kids and more than just sports right now.
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
you can imagine
Oh, it's
what I'm
disgusting.
talking
Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah. It's I can't even think about it. I don't want to get too far into it, but it's gross. And I will say this, not to get too spiritual or anything like this, but I think we've gotten away from a culture that was very loving, because we're so focused on self-image and people looking at us. 20 years ago, 10 years ago, even when we're growing up, churches were a priority.
Yep.
Families were a priority. And I think you see, and I know there's different situations and there's different problems, but I think to get into marriage a little bit, I think why we see the divorce rate the way it is today is because we value sports over the home. We value sports over faith. We value sports and looks and image over our spouses. We value it over every single aspect because it's what the world says is important.
Right.
Whereas what's going to last is your faith, your family, and what you've built in your circle. Because all those people telling you you're great and you've got all these things going on for you, they're not going to be there when it's done. I'll say this and then we'll move on. I mean, not a pride thing, but it did get prideful for me, at school. When I was having some success in basketball, I lived for the compliment. When someone would compliment me about something or say, I love your story, anything like that, it was just fueling me, and when I graduated, when it was done, and I still kind of struggle with it. I had that kind of couple months where, I'm trying to figure out my purpose again, like basketball, I put so much time into it. This was all I was thinking about these past couple of years. And yeah, I was preparing for ministry and for my job and obviously spending time with my wife and my family. I understand it, but I lived for that validation and for that rush, and when that's gone, all those people that I thought were encouraging, and I still have a lot of people around me that are great, but a lot of those people that would say good stuff and I would care about their opinion. And once you move on, it's not even close to the same. You can speak back to high school, all these people that we thought were close and friends, or maybe, and some of them stick around, I understand that, but people that we kind of wanted to impress or please,
Yeah.
a couple of years they're gone, and that's what I think our perspective, we don't realize, it can all be done in an instant, life in general, but all these things, we've got to get back to what matters, because man, sports, I mean, we both know with different injuries, it can be done in a second.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So
You're spot on.
yeah, there was another situation, and again, controversial, and we don't know who's going to watch this, but again, I feel kind of led to say it, but I'd like you to go first. And we'll show the clip, so you guys can know what we're talking about. But I don't know, what was it, a couple days ago, Megan Rapinoe, or Rapinoe, I'm not sure how to say her name. I'm sorry for that.
Soccer player.
Yeah, the women's soccer player, very popular name in sports. But she has a quote, and we'll play it up for you. But she's not religious. I think it was after an injury, and and she says, well, obviously I'm not religious, but if there was a God, I think here's proof that there's not, or something along those lines.
Yeah, I thought about it a little bit. I mean, I'm not a religious person or anything. And if there was a God, like, this is proof that there isn't. This is up. So yeah, it's just up, you guys, like 6 minutes in.
Well, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Thing to say, especially publicly.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
if you want to have those views between your close friends,
Right.
family, but
Yep.
I mean, you have kids looking up to you because you're
Yeah.
this star soccer player.
Yep. Yeah.
And you got little girls watching you because
Yeah.
you may be their favorite soccer player, and then you bring
Right.
that into the equation.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I think you're right. It's all about people don't realize, especially athletes, celebrities, don't fully realize the platform that they have,
exactly.
the ability to reach the people around them. And I will say this, I think everybody that knows me knows my stance, knows what I've devoted my life to. I am a pastor. I'm an devout Christian. But I try to, I'm not offended by the comment at all. I know people will go through stages of hurting, and different times in their life where it's tough to get their thoughts together. But I will say this, I think we're seeing a shift in how people view Christianity, but all forms of faith in our world. I think we're seeing a shift in our culture. And the reason I think that, for one, God is not mocked. And we've got so many people. She's very outspoken about being an atheist, very outspoken about people of faith being hateful towards different communities. And I don't think we need to get into that part of it right now, but she's very outspoken. And I would argue, and maybe this is coming off base, and I don't mean to get harsh here, but she's saying that God is not real because of this injury. If God's not mocked, I think it would be even more of a better way to say that maybe you just got exactly what you wished for. You're asking God to reveal himself, and he might have just did that, And again, I don't want to get too harsh with that, but I think you're seeing a shift, and it's back to all these different things. Marriage is falling apart, sports becoming idolized, all these different things, social media being the end all be all in our lives. And God is standing in the way of that, as people say, because we like our sin.
Yeah.
We like different things that go against what God has already said. And they're outdated views. Everybody says that we need to move past, we're moving towards a more progressive future, whatever it is. But I think that's exactly where we need to go back to, getting faith-centered in our homes. And I think you'll see a lot more stay together. I think you'll see a lot more values stay crucial when God comes back into our homes. And I'm thinking that he's reaching out to the world. You're seeing so many different athletes coming out, being outspoken. And then you're seeing all these different athletes that have mocked him get humbled very quick. And I think you're seeing that. And I think you're going to see it more and more. And I believe he's still alive and well, and he's working in all of us. So yeah, it's interesting. Again, for believers and Christians, I don't think you should feel offended by it. I don't think you should take it personal. It's nothing about that. Christ said, they hated me, they'll hate you, so people of faith, I mean, you got to expect trials. John 16, in this world, you will face trials. Take heart, I've overcome the world. It's a promise that there will be tough times. There'll be people outspoken about it, but you've got to remember that this life isn't the end all be all. There's something greater coming, and that's where the hope is. So
You're right.
Yep. So I think we've got a draft. We're going to try and make this a staple. This isn't our idea, but I thought it's fun.
Yeah.
So
we'll do something like this at the end of every podcast.
Yeah.
Forward.
Yep. So candy bar draft number one pick.
You take the first pick.
Oh man, okay.
I'm gonna you have the first one.
Hershey's cookies and cream number one. Yeah.
Cookies and cream.
Yeah.
You could have gotten that one later.
Why?
Right.
White chocolate. I had to make sure I had it though.
Yeah,
I had to make sure.
You can live with
That's my star player. Yeah. Okay. Here's your number one.
Number one is clear. You gotta go with the Reese's Cup.
Oh man, I thought it would fall.
No,
Okay.
that's why you gotta take a one.
I should have. Okay. Number 3. Well, I guess it'd be my second pick. Are we going to get 5? 5 each?
5 each.
Okay. I'm gonna go Kit Kats. Go Kit Kat.
Another one you could. It would probably
That's
be
wow. Okay. All right. What's yours?
regular Hershey bar.
What? That's
You can't go wrong with just some nice
All right.
milk chocolate.
whatever. Okay. My next pick. Okay. I should have had this prepared. Is now I'm falling off just a bit.
Yeah, out the end right now.
Yeah, I am. I wish I could trade my pick for a higher pick for the next draft.
Yeah, no deal.
I'm gonna go. What's the ones where they do like the bark, the peppermint bark? I don't know the brand. I'm gonna go peppermint bark bar is my candy bar.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
that's
I'll
a
look
sneaky pick.
Yeah,
Sneaky.
yeah. All right, what's yours?
Could
I'm
be
running
still
out.
with the draft right there.
It could be. It could perform well for me. We'll see.
My third pick though, no, it's kind of everyone's happy with it.
Okay, what is it?
Snicker bar.
Oh man,
You're
I would have let you pick that off waivers. Yeah, I would have. That would get drafted. Oh my goodness, man.
that one's. I mean, you got the crunch, you got the chocolate, you got the peanut butter.
I don't know about that, man. I want to go. Okay, here's a crazy one. I just looked it up because I need more inspiration.
Not prepared.
I'm not for this. Yeah, I should have came. I'm gonna go take 5. I'm gonna go take 5 bar. It's got the caramel. It's got the chocolate punch. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
What's yours?
Number 4.
You're running out of ideas, too.
I
This one's tough.
all right. My number 4 would be. I don't know.
You want to trade the pick?
I mean, there's different type of Reese's, so I could go back and get Reese's cousin. Get the Halloween Reese's cups.
Okay, all right.
Peanut butter's a little different.
Okay. Well, if I would have known
I mean, you're just not.
if I would have known we're doing variants, I would have taken a variant. Okay, 5th pick. I think it's slept on. I'm gonna go Butterfinger.
It's not slept on.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's
All right.
at the bottom.
Okay. Whatever.
But-
Whatever.
Could be the last pick. I don't know what's left. No.
I know. This one's tough. This was his idea.
Candy bar.
This is his idea.
You took the peppermint from me.
Yeah.
That was.
I thought it was solid.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw that there's a Twix cookie dough. If I would have known that, that's number 1.
Never seen that.
I haven't either, but I would have taken that.
Do we go with the Rolos here? I may go with the Rolos.
Oh goodness, man!
Yeah, it's just chocolate.
Great our drafts. Just
I'll
great.
draft you in that.
Maybe you got me with the Reese's. I thought that would fall. It obviously didn't. So any closing thoughts?
Come back for the next one.
Yeah.
We're back. We're
we are
coming
glad
back
to be
weekly.
back. Yeah. Please tune in, and please, so we're not scrambling at the end trying to think of candy bars. Give us ideas. Give us different draft ideas. Whatever you think. But
Real smart.
yeah. But yeah, just come back. We'll be trying to get you out an episode a week. But yeah, just give us some different topics to talk about. Give us some opinions on these different topics that we covered. We'd like to hear your thoughts as well. But yeah, thanks so much. We really appreciate it. See you next time.
Till next time.